Good afternoon. This is kind of crazy because I didn't know if I would make it. I didn't know if I would actually do this. But I don't know what the sound is going to be like, but it's okay. This is my first YouTube video. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here. I honestly have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for years. Um And I thought, because you guys know how the people, the YouTuber people, they have their segments. So I thought that maybe I would have a little segment of, while I drive home from my field hockey practice, we just have a little chat. And we just talk about what's going on and what I'm thinking about. So my name is Frankie. I am 17 years old. I don't really believe in astrology, but I'm a Libra. And we've got some shit to fucking discuss, guys. I I've been playing, like, I've been doing like organized sports my entire life. And I'm a senior in high school. And my whole childhood I played soccer. My dad was my coach. Like, I just played on like my town's team. And it was like, I had so much fun. It was like literally, it was my favorite thing to do. I just love playing soccer. But my sister, who's 2 years older than me, hated it, and she was terrible. So when she was like 8, she started running track, and then my mom made me also do that. Guys, if you have kids and you like them, never fucking make them do that. Never! Oh my god, guys, that is like the meanest thing you can do to a child. So I would be like, me, 7 year old, like, just to give you like more of like a picture, fat, like, and not like massive, but like girls chub, which is like fine, and like we love that for her. But girl was chub, and I would run so fucking slow. And we ran. So my sister and we ran for like the same club team. It was called the Stars, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday and Sunday we had practice or a meet. And my sister, she was very good. Like, she ate down, and she still runs today. Like, she runs collegiately for college. She runs D1. Like, okay, okay, just say that you're like that. Like, it's just like and here we are. But so she loved it. I hated it. And it wasn't even just like, oh, this is like a little chill team and the coaches are really sweet, but like, I don't like it. Girl, no. But like, no, this coach was mean as fuck. And he would do the meanest things, and he would like yell at me. It's like I was kind of slow when I was like 7, and I just like didn't really want to be there. Like, I was like, I miss my mom because like your parents didn't stay for practice, and you're like running around a fucking park because it's like cross country. So you're running around a park instead of like, y'all feel me. But I I don't know if I turn here. No, I don't think I do. I hope I don't. Um, but I might need to look up the directions of how to get home. It's fine. Um, but this coach was mean, and he would say like mean things, and he would be really hurtful. Like, I remember one time I was like running slowly or something, and he yelled at me and was like, if you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be here, and like, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, sir, I am 7 years old. I can't control if I miss my mom or not. And it was just like a really hikey kind of traumatic. I don't know where I'm going. And as much as like I really wish that I was super like that do oh like I did it for so long so I got really good. That wasn't the case. Like I did it for so long and I still was really slow, which is like that's fine. That just kind of like that kind of just happens sometimes. Like some people aren't meant to be runners, but guess how many years I did this team for? Guess. I ran track from the age of 7 till I was 14. 14! I ran on 2 separate track teams and I was fucking slow the entire time I was doing it. I was never fast. I was never very good. Um, the entire time. What it really taught me was like, I know exactly the type of exercise that I like doing, especially now that like I'm more of like, I don't want to call myself a young adult because that sounds really scary, but I am like becoming more of like my own person and I have like a lot more control over what I do, like for my own health and stuff. So I really like going on like a really slow fucking jog. Like a really slow jog. That's my shit. I love going on a nice slow jog and not worrying about who's beating me or who I'm racing against or doing any of that. Because for so long I it was such like a forced type of exercise and it wasn't fun. Like it wasn't fun at all. And it also made it so I wasn't really like doing like I loved like competing in like soccer games and doing all of those things, but the way that kind of competition was like made me feel was like horrible. I would like cry before practice every day. Um, like no, sweetie, you do not need to be doing that. And so like I tried to like chill and I like would tell my mom like I don't want to do this, like I don't want to run, but it was like that's just what like there wasn't really an option. And when I like think back on that time, I kind of like think a lot like wow, why didn't I just stop? Like why didn't I just stop? Because I was so miserable. But then I remember that I was literally 7 years old and I had no fucking choice. So that's just like a little bit about me, and about my some a little bit of my lore. So now, I play field hockey. I stopped. I started like I kind of stopped playing soccer after my mom like made me start running track, and then in middle school, I decided that I was going to try field hockey because there were so many people that played soccer that I was like, okay, wait, let me try field hockey because I'll probably like get more playing time, whatever. I ended up really liking it, and now that's like my main sport. It's like what I play all year round. I play on a club team, and you want to hear something really cool? I I was playing for my senior year, whatever. Um, and after one of these games during the fall, a woman goes up to my coach after a game and she's like, whatever, talking to him, and everyone's on the bus like, girl, what is going on? It turns out that she was like, she is the coach from this university and she wanted me to come and play for them. So I was like, oh my fucking god, I'm so excited because I never really thought that I was gonna play collegiate. Like I never thought I was gonna play college field hockey because like I knew I wasn't that good and I knew. Am I turning here? No. I knew I wasn't that good, but on compared to like a lot of the other people that I was playing, like that went to my school and played, like I was probably one of the better ones out of all of those people. So she like pointed me out and was like, "Oh my gosh, we want her to come play." And then I like go and I visit the school and all of this, and so then I committed there. which was like such a surreal experience because I never really thought that I was going to play. But let me tell you guys something else. Because I don't really take, like, my sister, she takes track so seriously because, one, she's been doing it since she was like 8 years old. Like, no cap, has been running since she was 8 years old. And also, she runs at a D1 school. Oh my god, that van literally almost just hit me. Um, but she also runs at a D1 school, so she takes it very. Oh my god, there's a smart car up there, bro. Those are the great. No, those are inappropriate to have unless you're like unless you're a mini person, you should not have a mini car. Like a dwarf. But anyways, she takes her sports like very seriously, and she never does anything like bad, and she always like she never would like if she had a meet one weekend she would never like go out the night before or like even 2 days before and do any of that, and like they're like she just was very like held back kind of, um and she also like obviously she never smoked or anything because she was so serious about her sport. Me. So, guys, motherfucker. Homie, just give me 1 minute and I'ma grab you. Okay, well, that was fucking rude. But I don't even fucking remember what I was saying. I need to get a better, like, tripod or something. But, oh, I, like, kind of, like, I grew up doing, like, a lot of sports and, like, doing all of these things. So, like, I didn't like, when I got to high school, I really, because COVID hit when I was in seventh grade through my freshman year of high school. So like I feel like those were kind of I don't know. I didn't so yeah. From seventh grade to like around freshman year, I had like a very isolated experience. Or like I had a lot of isolated experiences, and I was also on my phone a lot. I was on fucking TikTok. Guys, 20. My screen time was probably, I didn't have screen time back then, but if I had to guess, I would think my screen time was probably like 12 hours a day during COVID. And I was also like, I was getting a stream of media that I think was kind of really like shaping who I was. No, I was getting a stream of media that was like really shaping who I was becoming as a person. So I was like seeing all these things that were like obviously videos made by like teenage girls that were probably a little bit older than I was then, that were like very like not good. They were like it was just not a good scene. If you guys I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like romanticizing really toxic things like self-harm and drug abuse and smoking and drinking and all of those things. And while like I just think like who I am as a person now is so much different than who I was as like a child. Like when I was younger, I used to think smoking. Oh my god, I would be that little fucker on the side of the road. That like that little kid that holds their breath when they pass a smoker to make them try and make them feel bad. That was me. That was literally me. And you give me a cigarette. Actually, don't give me anything. I don't need anything. But my so when I first got into high school, I was like very susceptible to everything that was going on around me. I feel like I'm screaming. But I also really wanted to like try some stuff out because I had been in my house with the same three other people, my mom, my dad, and my sister, for basically 2 years. And so my sophomore year, like my freshman year, I didn't really do anything, whatever. And then my the summer going into my sophomore year, one of my friends threw a party, and I like had never really been to a party before, especially at the kind of parties where there would be drinking. So I go with my friend, my best friend actually, and I get so. Anyways, at this party, I get. Is this on? But imagine if it wasn't on, I was gonna be mega upset. Um, but anyways, so at this party, I get very, very drunk. Like, this was, how old was I then? 13? No, I must have been 14. This was 14-year-old me drinking a combination of vodka and tequila out of a peach Snapple. Like, it was half peach Snapple, half vodka and tequila. And then and I also drank a bunch of like White Claws, and I think I had a couple of other things, whatever. I get so drunk, and there were like a lot of people at this party. I didn't like do anything embarrassing. I didn't like throw up or anything, and like my friend's sister drove me home, so it wasn't a big deal. But that was like my first time getting that kind of like. Oh, that was also the first time I smoked. I forgot I hit someone's cart, and I got so high. I got so crossed, but like that was my first real experience ever doing anything, and let me tell you this much, I didn't hate it. But I also kind of like, I developed this relationship with my parents where I would really, like, in a mega way, I would downsize whatever, like, consumption of substances I was having. Only alcohol to their knowledge, but I would, like, tone it down a lot. I'd be like, oh yeah, I had one White Claw or whatever, even though I would be having, like, 6. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration. But, like, that was my first real experience of, like, trying anything, and I realized how, like, it kind of took me away from the life. Like, it made it so whatever else was going on in my life no matter what was going on in my life, it didn't matter, because when you're drunk or you're high, you just feel fucking free. And, like, I fucking love that. It's like it can become like a really toxic relationship that you can have with yourself. So recently I've just been like, when I go to parties, I will drive, so I have an excuse to not drink, and I really like it. It's really fun, and it makes me feel like a lot more in control of myself, and it makes it so like I'm not being. It makes so if I'm like smoking instead. So this is where our problem has started. So I have like a little bit of like an issue with drinking and vaping a little bit too much my sophomore year. It's not like I was like an alcoholic. I just was like probably drinking too much for a 15-year-old. But so I stopped drinking for a while, and I tried to quit nicotine so many times. Ooh, that little vape was in my hand. Like I was a fucking fiend. Queens, I literally one time I picked up my first vape I found on the ground. I was on a walk and I found a ice Coke vape on the ground and I picked it up. It was a Hide. Girls who know. But it was just like the things I was doing, it was so down bad because I really was trying to be this like cool older person that was like doing these cool older things and doing whatever. And it was just like not it wasn't who I wanted to be. And also, not to mention the fact that during this whole time I was still a 3-season athlete. I did field hockey in the fall, and then I did track in the winter and spring, and I was also playing club field hockey. So like I was doing all of these kind of stupid things, but I was also a scholar athlete. Like I also was maintaining my GPA. I had like a 4.0, but or like a 3.8, whatever. Who gives a fuck? But I really so I knew that I needed to stop vaping because that was like the biggest issue I was having. I was like literally being affected by it. Like I could feel how my lungs were being affected by it. So I was like, okay, I'll stop doing this. And y'all are gonna hate on me for this. But don't judge because you weren't there. So I started smoking weed to like kind of help me quit vaping. I know. It was bad. It was bad, and it was like a bad choice. But it did help me start vaping. I have not vaped, and I was also like, I haven't come home in years, or in 2 years. Um, but so then so I started like, I like smoked a lot of weed my junior year, like half of my sophomore year and my junior year, and guys, it got bad. It got really bad. I can remember, and then like it got bad to like the point where like I was like doing all these things that I knew I shouldn't be doing, and I knew I didn't need to be doing, but I was doing them because I thought it was gonna seem cool, and then I like had a reliance on it, which is so scary because that's what they say. That's what they say happens. You started out just for fun, just to try it, and then you get fucking addicted. And you know what, guys? Don't trust those fuckers that say weed is not addicting, because it is. Yeah, it is. And I know it's a mental addiction, not a. Shut the fuck up. I'm addicted. So you know what? I'm doing it with you guys. I can't really throw it out a window because there's someone like right behind me. This shout out Inner Bloom. I fucking love these carts. Go buy one. They're great. It's great. But I have been smoking weed consistently like 2.5 years. Can you tell? Like, can you tell by looking at me that I'm a pothead? I hope you can't. So I'm gonna go on a little journey right now. Not right now, but for the next couple months. And I'm gonna try and quit smoking. There's like not a lot left in this, but we're gonna take a blinker together. Last blinker on this card. You ready? Um, there's like nothing in this, so I just hit freaking coils. But alright, y'all. How was it? I really feel like, for me at least, for a really long time, when I was getting high, I was really using it as an escape, because throughout a lot of my teen years, it's kind of crazy that they're almost over, but throughout a lot of my teen years, I had really bad depression. Like, it was like soul crushing a little bit, and I had to like really work through that. And I didn't tell anyone that I like. My parents, like, I got diagnosed with like anxiety and ADHD when I was really little, like when I was in like third grade. But I never really told my parents the extent to which my depression was. I really want them to see me as something they had to solve, which is kind of how they went about getting me a therapist when I was younger. When I first got diagnosed with anxiety, it was like a problem they had to fix. It was kind of hard for me because I was dealing with it like all by myself. So, obviously, I self-medicated a little bit with weed, and I'm ready to be done, because I need me back. I feel like I haven't been me for years, and sometimes I'll get like little spurts of who I feel like I am, or who I feel like maybe I once was, for like a minute or two, but it never really lasts. And I feel like for when I was younger, I really understood who I was, and I really felt like I was confident in a way that was like, I was so confident in myself, but all I really want to do, well, but what I really want to do is try and connect to that version of myself, and I really want to give her a chance to like come to the light again a little bit, because I feel like I probably like going through that little ish period when I was a little younger. I feel like I probably blocked out a lot of stuff. I feel like when I was younger, I feel like blocked out a lot of stuff, or like not a lot of stuff, like blocked out parts of myself because I wanted to like get rid of them, and I didn't like want to be in touch with that part of myself. But I'm ready for her to come back. I'm ready for her to be back. One last hit. And we home. Oh, why are we going in reverse when we press drive? I have like a beater car a little bit. But it's a convertible, so I don't give a fuck. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this crazy ride. But I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so excited to start this new journey with you guys.